Well, to this developing story, the Hawks are making arrests in KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and the Western Cape. It's in connection with the 2014 asbestos project in the Free State. This week we've heard testimony at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry of how tenders were inflated in relation to that project. Let me take you to ENCA's Aviwe Mtila, who is tracking the activity by the Hawks. So, Aviwe, the Hawks have pounced and you have some details to report about a number of arrests that have been made. Let's get to that before we get to the background to this whole story.
We understand there's 3 arrests that have been made in the course of today. We understand those arrests in the Free State. We're expecting the 4th arrest any time from now. We are in Rosebank at this current moment. But in totality, we're expecting 7 arrests today, together with 5 companies that will also be arrested in connection to the asbestos project. But just to get more detail on this, I am joined by Hangwani Mlaudzi from the Hawks. So thank you for joining us at ENCA. But let's talk through some of the arrests that you've seen today and the one that we're expecting now. What is it in connection with?
Yeah, look, today we have an operation that links to the asbestos project in Free State. We have been targeting 7 suspects today. They are being arrested in 3 provinces, that is in KZN, Free State, as well as in Gauteng. So far we have arrested 4 suspects. There are 3 other suspects that are still outstanding, and we are sure that before the end of the day we will have them in custody. So the operation is still ongoing, and I'm sure that at the end of the day we will be able to give more details as to what transpired, but this is in relation to the 255 million asbestos saga.
I understand we can't mention their names until they appear in court on Friday in Bloemfontein, but maybe tell us, are they government officials, are they business people, are they directors of the companies, who are they?
Well, out of the 7, we have 4 senior government officials, and then the other 3 are your business people, including there are 5, businesses that have also been charged as well.
And then also we can't not mention the State Capture Inquiry and some of the people who've seen there. This week we saw the HOD of the human settlements in Free State, Timotse Moketsi, as well as yesterday we saw the Blackhead Consulting Director, Edwin Sodi. Could we see them come down these stairs, or do we know if they'll be arrested? Well,
look, the matter has been in this public space for a long time. It's a fact, and some of them, you know them. But from an investigation point of view, we are not allowed to mention them until they appear in court. So, of course, like you said, they are going to court on Friday, and that is when we'll be able to reveal their identity.
And how concrete is the evidence that you have as the Hawks so far?
Well, look, we won't be wasting, our time and efforts to be here. We are very much happy with what we have done, in collaboration with the SIU, the MPA. I think it has yielded good results, and you're going to see more of this kind of collaboration in many other cases as well.
Hangwani Mlaudzi, they're from the Hawks, understand, swooping in on 7 people in total, 4 are government officials as well as 3 business people. In the course of the week we've seen the HOD from the human settlements in Free State giving testimony around that asbestos project. We understand prices were inflated tenfold there. 255 million rand contract, which was subcontracted twice and eventually done by ORI Group to the tune of just 21 million rand. We heard the contractor there, the company that received some of that money, a joint venture in fact between Blackhead Consulting and as well as Diamond Hill Trading. They received the tune of 255 million. We know that Edwin Sodi appeared at the State Capture Inquiry, also mentioning some of the donations that he's given over the years to the governing party, the ANC. We understand some of them going to the Treasury General, Paul Mashatile, as well as Zweli Mkhize. Some of the testimony that we heard in the State Capture Commission, they can't mention who they are as yet. As we understand, they'll be appearing at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court on Friday, but we understand 3 directors, 3 government officials, as well as 4 government officials will be arrested throughout the course of today, including 5 companies, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, so Aviwe, obviously we can't name the suspects until they've appeared in court on Friday, but just give us a sense of where you are. What company is that? Just give us a sense and also just show us around, because I'm pretty sure that should be okay, right?
I am in Rosebank at the moment. We understand one of the directors of these companies is expected to walk down these stairs any moment now. He is here to meet his lawyers. We've been told he's been called by one of his lawyers, and he's expecting the arrest. Hawks officials have actually walked inside here, and we're expecting them to come out with him any moment now. We understand he's one of the directors of the companies involved around that asbestos project, but we can't mention his name up until he appears at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court on Friday.
Absolutely, Aviwe. And then, because, you know, Hangwani says much of this is in the public domain, and I agree. Much of it is in the public domain. Is this someone that South Africans will readily identify from recent developments, particularly at the State Capture Commission?
Easily identifiable person. We can't even say who he is, but we've seen what has happened in the State Capture Commission of Inquiry even recently. We know the HOD of the Free State Human Settlements Department appeared on Monday talking about this very asbestos project. Yesterday, we know the director of Blackhead Consulting, Edwin Sodi, took to the stand as well, admitting to some of the donations he's given to the ANC over the number of years. We also found out in that State Capture Inquiry that his company, Blackhead Consulting, turns over about 1 billion rand a year, and the majority of the work that it does, is done with government, essentially. So that will talk to a lot of maybe what we can expect, but of course the names will be revealed of the 7 people that will be apprehended throughout the course of the day, and the 5 companies that will be revealed on Friday when they appear at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court. But there's a lot that we can deduce. We saw people appearing in that State Capture Inquiry talking about that inflated money. It's a project, asbestos auditing project, 255 million, joint venture between Blackhead Consulting and Diamond Hill Trading. We understand they subcontracted Master Trading 232 for 54 million, which means they took home over 200 million rand. Then a further subcontracting essentially happened to ORI Group, who pocketed 21 million and who actually did the job themselves. So we know it's around those allegations that we've heard from both the HOD of Human Settlements on Monday, as well as some of what we heard yesterday from the director of Blackhead Consulting, Edwin Sodi.
Yeah, absolutely, Aviwe. And of course, the networks between these people are always fascinating, because as you mentioned, the HOD there, Mokhesi, who testified at the commission, he's directly linked in the evidence from yesterday of Edwin Sodi, in that he and Sodi, Mokhesi and Sodi, ended up going into some kind of a venture to buy a property somewhere. And, you know, the propriety of it all was being questioned at the commission to say, did you think it was wise that you would then be purchasing a property in this kind of way with someone who was a decision maker along the line from where you then benefited this particular contract? And Edwin Sodi, of course, giving his side of the story. All right, for now, Aviwe, we'll leave it there, but we are monitoring your visuals, and we will be back with it live as soon as we see activity outside those premises in Rosebank here in Johannesburg. So the Hawks there moving and basically pouncing on a number of premises in 3 provinces and making a number of arrests, and we are on standby. As soon as we see activity there, we'll take you back to that story.